Hi everyone, Meteorologist Emery here in the Fox 19 First Alert Streaming Center. We are live almost wherever you stream. That's because we got our sports special with Joe and Jeremy live in Atlanta, Georgia, talking about the college football national championship game between the Ohio State Buckeyes and the Notre Dame Irish. That's going to be tomorrow, and of course, Joe and Jeremy are doing a big breakdown there. You can go to fox19.com or anywhere you stream for Fox 19 News. However, for the First Alert Weather Day 19atSIX weather show, we are live on YouTube. We're live on the 24/7 weather streaming channel. We're live on Facebook, both the Fox 19 Facebook page as well as my Facebook page at EmeryWX. So, again, good evening, everybody. Thank you for those of you who are joining us here. Let's go ahead and start with the fact that we've had some snow showers earlier today. And just as we expected, snow squalls that had developed. Now, the good news is that snow squall threat is pretty much over for us at this point. Now, that being said, we still got some light snow showers. We still got some gusty winds. So reduced visibility is still going to be a thing in some of these snow showers. So let's take a look right now at radar and satellite. You can see here most of the light snow shower activity is pretty much along and east of I-71. Now, again, most of this is fairly light. Now, there is some moderate snow beginning to show up here towards portions of Highland County, over towards Rocky Fork Lake, towards Greenfield, down towards Marshall, and even into portions of Adams County from West Union down towards Manchester, up towards the Winchester area, and then off towards Seaman. But otherwise, the rest of the activity, at least according to radar, is rather light here at this time. And looking at all the different alerts, we did have, again, a couple of snow squall warnings that we explained it yesterday if you joined us. It was brief, intense bands of snow, which caused reduced visibility and quickly accumulated on some area roadways. I did want to try to show snowfall total amounts. Haven't received anything. So if you have snowfall totals you want to share with us, please do, because I'd happily accept that. I'd love to show some snow accumulation totals tonight on Fox 19, which we're going on normal time tonight. Thank goodness. It was very late last night. I was here till about 12:30, which is kind of a crazy shift switch. But anyway, right now we are looking at the latest alerts. Cold weather advisories in effect for the entire Fox 19 Now viewing area. That's until Wednesday morning. These white boxes here, outlined here in white, those are what we call special weather statements, which is basically, hey, the Weather Service is acknowledging that we have those bands of snow showers, reducing visibility. They are causing impacts, but they're not quite at that snow squall warning level of impact. So still issues, but not as intense of issues as they were just a little bit ago. So that is what's happening right now. So that being said, let's go ahead and dive into your forecast first. I try to give you the first alert if there are any active situations going on. We do that first. And then, as I always promise, give you that forecast first right here on 19atSIX. So let's go ahead and get things started. Overnight tonight, temperatures are going to fall down to about 1 degree. I bumped up slightly because of the cloud cover here. It's going to be a little bit delayed for it not clearing out. But eventually, we're going to see temperatures fall down to about 1 degree here in Cincinnati. We head into the day on Monday for Martin Luther King Jr. Day. We got a high of 14, sunny skies, but again, bitterly cold air here in the tri-state. 7-day forecast made a couple of changes here. Nothing that is too different from what we showed you yesterday, but I just want to draw your attention to a couple of things. For one, we added a chance of a few flurries. It'd be a light snow shower on Tuesday. It's not a huge chance. We're not looking at any kind of accumulations, or at least big accumulations. It looks to be very light, very minimal. But the bigger story is the cold air. So the first weather day for Tuesday, it's not anything to do with the snow. It's to do with the cold air. We've got a morning low of 5, an afternoon high of 13. Wednesday morning, a low of 2 below, a high of 22. And then we go on into the latter half of the week. I think there might be a chance of flurries on Friday. However, confidence isn't really that high right now, so we're just going to call it partly cloudy. But then we go into the weekend. We are looking at milder air with highs in the low 40s. And then going into Sunday, we do have a chance of maybe a rain snow shower in the morning, turning to rain during the day, but it does not look like anything too impactful. In fact, the snowflakes are going to melt because due no temperatures are going to be above freezing. And not to mention, for a couple of days, daytime highs will be above freezing, so that should improve the surface temperatures a little bit, at least enough to reduce some of the impacts. The problem with tonight, though, even though these snow showers are beginning to come to an end for some, it's going to be a problem because any roadway that's covered in snow or is still wet from the rain from yesterday and last night, or maybe it's melted from the road treatment, taking care of the snow, with how cold it's going to get, it's going to be pretty icy. So right now, taking a look outside, this is a live look on our Fox 19 tower camera, and it's currently 17 degrees. So temperatures have continued to fall. We told you the high for the afternoon was 19. That happened about an hour and a half ago. Now we're down to 17. Looking at our Newport levee camera, beautiful scene. You can even see some clearing there in the distance to the left of the, on the screen, left center of the screen. And so clearing is beginning to move in, but however, we still have that lingering cloud cover, which is going to kind of keep the temperatures from dropping too quickly here. So I'm taking a drink of my iced coffee here. So again, right now it's 17 degrees here in Cincinnati. Looking at our Turfway Park camera, note the shakiness of the camera. That is because we're still looking at some gusty winds showing up here. And that's going to be another thing. Even with the snow showers being light, it is going to reduce visibility at times. Good job for the folks on the track there. A little bit of light snow showers that moved through northern Kentucky earlier, taking care of all of that. And then last look here on our Mount Auburn camera. Earlier that did show some reduced visibility, but at this point you can't really see it. And I can't even see snow showers showing up here at this point. So some encouraging news. However, again, still dealing with some areas with the potential for some slick spots out there overnight tonight. Speaking of which, I want to take a look at our traffic map. I want to do that. Then I want to look at visibility. And then we'll look at the forecast again for tonight and tomorrow. And then we'll take a pause real quick and look at the Facebook comments and questions. So right now, let's go ahead and you can see here the Cincinnati metro area, a lot of green indicating that we are looking at really no issues. There is an accident downtown, but it looks to not really affect traffic too much. That's a positive. So I went a little too far. Let's back that up. There we go. Let's back this up a little bit more. And areas that are seeing those snow showers, of course, we got a lot more yellow showing up. Yellow for Clinton County, which means a little bit of slow go on the roadways. And one other thing I want to do is I want to switch things over to our road weather index. You might see Stefano or Ken Baker, whenever he fills in, they will show this to indicate what the road conditions are most likely to be. Now, this is just an estimation based on satellite data, based on radar data, and a little bit of algorithm that's put into our system here. But it does show that we do have a little bit of foggy conditions, which again, reduced visibility is going to be a factor with these winds as well as light snow showers. And the system can't process between snow showers reducing visibility versus fog, so it just calls it foggy. So it's not really fog, it's just visibility from the snow. But do know the lines of the roadways, a lot of it is yellow, so slow going with some of those roadways that might be covered in snow. We go to my home county of Highland County, and you can see here a lot of yellow, even some orange, indicating that we do have some slow go because of perhaps snow-covered roads. Now, I don't have a visual on the roadways themselves, but I could assume, based on the fact they did have snow squall warnings, and for the fact that traffic is slow unanimously across the area, and our road weather index has snow. So pretty high confidence that we're looking at least some snow-covered roads out in that direction. And then we get to Adams County, some yellow areas on the roadways, however, down towards West Union, looking at plenty of green lines, indicating that roadways are improved. So maybe Adams County road crews did a great job, or the snow's just not quite as heavy out that way. It could be both. And I'm not knocking on Clinton or Highland County road crews by any stretch. It's just actively snowing there right now. And then in Brown County, there is a slowdown here on Ohio Route 221, which it's pretty hilly terrain through there. So if there is a little bit of snow or slick spots, could definitely be some issues out that way. Over towards Mount Orab, you can see green conditions on Ohio Route 32. Getting into Williamsburg, Batavia, Eastgate area looks fine. And of course in southeast Indiana and much of northern Kentucky, really no issues or concerns there. And I do know earlier this morning, Owen and Grant County had some snow shower activity. We did have an email, I believe it was from Corinth and Grant County. They were dealing with some heavy snow earlier. But it looks like at this point, some of those main roads at least look pretty clear. Yeah, there's no indicators of a snowy road weather index. Oh dear, my computer's getting a little frozen up here. Let it refresh. There we go. Let's go back down here. Portions of Bracken County. See if, or Pendleton County, then Bracken County. A lot of green. Okay, Bracken County's got a little bit of yellow showing up, so perhaps still some partially snow-covered roads out that way. And then in Mason County, some yellow, even some orange showing up, especially in southern portions of Mason County towards Mays Lick. And let's see what Maysville looks like if I can get it to zoom in. Now, it only shows road conditions up to a certain point, mainly U.S. routes, state routes, and interstates. For this, it's not really showing, but you can see the surrounding roadways are at least green, maybe a little bit of yellow, so not too bad. And then when it comes to Lewis County, we do have some yellow because they had some snow earlier this morning. They had a lot of incidents, too, in Lewis County. I did share a Facebook post from the Lewis County emergency manager who was talking about travel was had a lot of issues there earlier. Okay, going to show radar now. I wanted to go through all that to see what areas are dealing with travel issues. It's mainly just our eastern counties here at this point, east of I-71 for certain and east of I-75. So there's still those snow showers. They're light, but they're ongoing. So visibility is getting reduced out there. Let me go ahead and try to find that map of our current visibility. So, all this is future visibility. That's not the one I wanted to show. There we go. So our visibility tracker does show visibility is reduced down to less than 5 miles, less than 3 miles for some spots in portions of Warren, Clinton, Highland, and in the panhandle of Brown and northern Claremont counties. Those are the areas earlier that had the snow squall warning. But again, those are still those snow showers that are, again, ongoing here this hour. So let's look at our forecast model here first. So I do want to show you when that begins to taper off, which sooner rather than later. Some encouraging news for folks who might have to travel tonight or even into tomorrow morning, considering how cold or how low the temperatures go overnight. You can see here, we'll play this out, and you see the skies will clear late and temperatures fall down into the single digits close to zero. And so the snow showers will pretty much end, I think, during our newscast. So between 10 and 11 o'clock, I think we're going to be done with the snow showers in those locations to our north and east. And at that point onward, it's going to be the focus just on the cold air, maybe some flurries, light snow showers on Tuesday. We'll talk about that coming up here in just a moment. But first, let's take a look at those Facebook comments and questions, both the Fox 19 Facebook page as well as my Facebook page at Ethan Emery WX. Oops, hit the wrong button. All right, Sarah says, Ethan, make the cold go away. Hope you're having a good weekend. It's always a good weekend with some iced coffee. Slim asks, what about Virginia? I don't forecast for Virginia. I can't give you anything detailed on that. The best thing I can offer is go to the Fox 19 First Alert Weather app, search the location you want to look for the forecast, and you'll get updates there. Though I will admit, the forecast you're seeing is not controlled by me, but from our sister stations down that way. Okay. Debbie says, brr, yeah, pretty cold. So A pretty cold forecast ahead. Clarine, my Meemaw, says Hillsborough is getting hammered. My mom left and is getting to Milford. So my mom's in town. I get to spend some time with her coming up on my weekend, my Monday, Tuesday. And says 50 was pretty ugly. So yeah, this was, I tried telling her to come earlier the better because of the fact we're looking at these potential snow squalls this afternoon. And so at least she made it to Milford. That's good. So that's positive news. Thank you for letting me know that. Shelby says, do you expect school closings Tuesday and Wednesday due to the temperature? That's dependent on the school system. I can't speak for school systems if they have a good HVAC system and if they have proper transportation or means of ensuring that kids are safe and warm. They may not. Or they might opt for at-home learning if that's an option for those school systems. However, I would not be surprised if a lot of those rural schools where a lot of kids are waiting outside of the bus stop, with it being as dangerously cold as it could get, I foresee some school delays or perhaps cancellations, particularly Tuesday. Wednesday, temperatures do improve during the day and the winds do get a lot lighter, which is encouraging. However, still very cold. So I would say if the best odds would be delays, at least for Wednesday. Tuesday might have a higher chance of closings. But again, I can't speak for schools or organizations. Lori asks or says, I'm ready for some warm weather. How does the 29th look? I can't give you the specifics at 1:30, but I haven't fully updated the 14-day forecast, but I will tell you, Lori, it looks warmer. We're looking at highs generally in the upper 30s, low 40s, and lows in the 20s. Looks like we are looking at some rain chances around that time frame, maybe a rain-snow mix, but it does not look to be like any kind of winter storm system, at least right now for us. Larry says, I'm watching right now. Oh, you're watching the sports, I'm assuming. Larry says, I would think the schools that have the little ones, pardon me. I would think the schools that have the little ones walking to school to have a delay or closing, depending on how low the temperature gets. The next few mornings, temperatures are in the single digits. Wind chills below zero. So that is cold enough. I would not be surprised for delays. It's a serious thing. I mean, you got to consider some of these kids don't have a guardian or parent like waiting for them at the bus stop. They have to walk home. Fortunately, most of my childhood, I had a grandparent or mom or dad who'd wait for us at the bus stop, and we got in the car and got to ride down the driveway. My dad had a half a mile long driveway. But I do have some friends that lived on my street who had to walk pretty long distance to get to their house. So yeah, and it's just one of those things you got to consider, and that's why there could be some delays or closings. Amy says, any idea when we're going to get out of this frozen mess? We do see temperatures above freezing later in the week. But in the meantime, the focus is going to be on the cold air that is going to be here for us. So let's take a look right now at a regional view of radar. So this is what we're looking at right now. And what I'm going to do here is switch things over on my monitor behind me to show you this. So these are kind of the last of the snow showers here. We're going to see this for the couple more hours. You can see some development right here. But you look further off this way, there is some breaks in the clouds trying to show up. And I think we're going to eventually see the clearing skies here coming up after 10, 11 o'clock. We'll begin to see that drier air work in. So the next few hours, I would say at least 4 hours or so, we are going to continue to see these light snow showers, especially for our eastern counties. Now that being said, there are going to be a couple of light flurries showing up, maybe in southeast Indiana. The impacts are not huge when it comes to snow accumulations. I know people get way too caught up on snow accumulations. The issues are going to be at hand: visibility reductions and icy roadways. Why is it icy? It's because temperatures are going to be just downright cold here. going into tonight into our Monday morning. So while this is loading real quick, right now temperatures are continuing to fall. It was 17 degrees at the start of this weather show. And in fact, right now you can see we are looking at temperatures ranging anywhere from 12 degrees already over in Batesville, 27. Again, I think Butler County Airport, something's wrong with it. That's not right. Everywhere else, it's been completely wrong lately. So if you know somebody at the Butler County Regional Airport, let them know that there's something wrong with that temperature gauge. 18 degrees, though, cold over in Lebanon and Middletown. 22, a little bit milder at the Lunken Airport. That makes sense. It's in a valley. But 19 degrees in Batavia, 18 Falmouth, 20 in Wilmington, and as I mentioned, 12 over in Batesville, Indiana. But the winds are pretty blustery out there, anywhere from 10 to close to 20 miles per hour. And we are looking at wind gusts getting as high as 25 miles per hour. You already got those breezy winds. And our wind chills, or feels like temperatures, again, you got to ignore Butler County. I don't know what's happening there at the regional airport. But wind chill values are in the single digits and getting close to 0. Right now, CVG is at 1. That's what it feels like when you step outside there in northern Kentucky. And it just updated. Now it shows 1 below. And we have a policy here at Fox 19. I'm very grateful that our management actually is taking initiative and note of this. But our coworkers, if the wind chill is near or below 0, are not supposed to be outside. And Alexis Martin came to me and asked me, hey, what's it going to be like at 10 o'clock? I'm like, it's going to be way too cold for anybody to be outside here at Fox 19. So that's the good news for my coworkers to be able to stay nice and warm here in studio. And Alexis Martin, by the way, has a really cool story tonight about the health and safety with regards to these cold conditions. Because we're going to talk about warming shelters. We're going to talk about some of the impacts and how it's going to feel like. But Alexis has a cool story kind of angling it from a health perspective. So you'll hear that from her coming up here in just a little bit. So let's go ahead and move on here to our feels like temperatures, which right now, again, wind chills are in the single digits, close to or just below 0. The mildest wind chill is 9 over at the Lunken Airport. And this model's doing a fairly decent job. It's actually painting it quite well with those wind chills dropping. So we'll go ahead and play this forward in time. And this is, again, overnight tonight, 9, 10, 11 o'clock. So, yeah, by 11 o'clock, towards the end of our newscast, everyone's going to see wind chills at or below 0. And then we go through the overnight hours into our Monday morning for Martin Luther King Jr. Day. And wind chill values are falling down as low as 15 below. Again, that's dangerously cold. And then we head during the daytime hours of our Monday for Martin Luther King Jr. Day. And wind chills will be kind of hovering around that 0 degree mark. So northern counties, wind chills below 0. Southern counties just above 0. But still something that you got to take seriously with regards to just how cold it's going to feel like. All right, the National Weather Service looks like they issued a snow squall warning for, I believe that's Delaware County and northern Franklin County. So that's outside the Fox 19 now viewing area. But anyway, moving along back to our forecast here at home. I just wanted to double check that before we move on. Okay, so very cold on Monday. We go into Tuesday. And Tuesday morning, wind chills not as cold, but still cold. Wind chill still at or below 0. As cold as 5 below for Tuesday morning. We head into Tuesday afternoon. Wind chills do not change much. Because we're looking at a little weak system moving in, could bring us some light snow. And we'll dive into that here in a second. We go into Tuesday night, into Wednesday morning, wind chill values, feels like temperatures falling down as low as 15 below. And we continue. We head into Wednesday morning. There it is. It's still very cold Wednesday morning. And I got to drive into work with that stuff. Not looking forward to it. Looking forward to my weekend of staying inside and warm. But anyway, let's go ahead and we'll shift our focus now to that light snow chance we've got coming up on Tuesday. It's light. I know when you hear the term snow, you freak out. A lot of people do, and it's okay. I'm not judging you. But the focus is not that. The focus is the cold air and the slick spots we got coming in tonight and might linger into tomorrow. So if you have to travel tonight, please be cautious, because with these snow showers coming on down, as well as roadways that had melting snow from road treatment or still wet from Saturday, they're going to easily freeze over when temperatures are falling down as low as they are. So it's your responsibility. If you're traveling tonight, if you're traveling tomorrow morning, if you're traveling tomorrow during the day, please be cautious. Please keep in mind there's going to be icy conditions. And also be courteous to road crews, because when temperatures fall down as low as they're going to tonight, road treatment does not work as well. In fact, you got to get special treatment that can take care of melting snow or ice with temperatures near or below zero in spots. And I'll tell you what, quick little backstory before you jump into the forecast for snow the next couple of days is, one, my grandpa was, he worked for the Ohio Department of Transportation, so he had to do a lot of snow plowing, salt. He did road construction, as my mom and dad both did. They didn't do any snow work, but he did. And I was always, whenever I was raised, I was always taught to be, make sure you're courteous with them, make sure you give them space, because obviously they got a job to do and everything else. But when it comes to learning about the salt treatment stuff, my grandpa kind of taught me some of that stuff, but I really understood it when I moved out to South Dakota, because out there it gets brutally cold. Temperatures we're getting tonight into tomorrow, that probably happens about a couple weeks out of the year, at least, if not more, depending on the time of year and how the season is. But I remember I had a little old black car. It was not a great car to drive in the winter, but I feel like I'm a pretty decent winter weather driver. But anyway, they had salt out there that could work at temperatures at 0, 5 below. And I remember one morning going into work, and at a stoplight, I had my windows down because at that point, it was so cold that 0 degrees felt warm, which is absurd, right? And not to mention it was sunny, and I was burning up in my car. So anyway, I had the windows down, and it sounded like pop rocks. And it was the salt actively working on the snow-covered roadway. And then I found out about a year later my car was rusting very quickly because that stuff works really well, but it's also can be a little bit harsh on metal. Anyway, that's a side comment there. Let's move along here, because I know some of you probably don't care about that story. Let's move on to our Monday morning. So Monday morning, sunshine and cold. Monday afternoon, continuing sunshine. We head into Monday night, though, into Tuesday. Clouds are going to increase. And this is why the temperatures aren't falling down as low on Tuesday compared to Monday and Wednesday. So only down to about 5 degrees. That being said, wind chills are still going to be at or below 0. We continue here. Tuesday morning, looking mostly cloudy. But Tuesday during the afternoon, is this model going to, dang it. Right when the timing shows up, it's not going to play out. There's going to be some snow shower development. Again, light development. It looks like more flurries than anything else. But that is going to be with us. Let's see if this model shows it. Sometimes technology doesn't want to work in your favor. So while we're waiting here for this to load, let me go ahead and check something real quick. Okay. So let's play this out. You see here, Monday morning, skies clear out. This is going a little overboard with the cloud cover, but we are looking at some sunshine for Monday. We head into Tuesday. Here we go. This model is doing an okay job. Shows some of those flurries, light snow showers. This one has it in the morning. Others have it in the afternoon. Let me switch it over one more time to this model. Computer's running a little slow today. That's what I've been dealing with when I came in earlier. All right, here we go. So here's a little wave that passes through. Okay, yeah, this shows about the timing I wanted to show. Midday afternoon, a few flurries, light snow showers. There's not a lot of forcing with it, so we're not looking at what we're dealing with this evening. Just a few light snow, or a few flurries, I should say. Maybe a light snow shower. In fact, the model data is not going to show much of any accumulations at this point. In fact, let me go ahead and pull that up just for your assurance. Just that way, in case if you are a little concerned about snow, this is going to tell you that we're not going to get much. Now, this might include what's happening out there right now. Yeah, so not much snow here tonight, but enough to create a lot of issues on some of those area roadways. But we go ahead and play it into Tuesday, and you see here, less than a half an inch for Tuesday. So we're not looking at very much. But that being said, with how cold it's going to be, the issue is going to be slick roads. So the next few days, not only are we talking about dangerously cold conditions, but any roadway that has snow coverage on it that hasn't been treated will be slick. Any roadway that looks wet or was wet and is now icy will be icy. So, again, it's your responsibility if you have to travel. Give yourself extra time. Don't make too sharp of turns. Don't hit the brakes too hard or the gas too hard. Got to be mindful about those things because road treatment does not work as well with temperatures this cold, and that's the battle. So, fortunately, got a few days of working with it. I should say only a few days because things do improve. So, again, for Martin Luther King Jr. Day, we've got a high of 14, bitterly cold. Tuesday, a flurry's chance. We're not looking at big issues with accumulations. However, slick spots on roadways could be a problem, especially Tuesday evening, Tuesday night. Speaking of which, Tuesday night, we got a low down to 2 below with an afternoon high of 22. Then from that point onward, conditions do improve. We're looking at highs in the low 30s Thursday, Friday, and then by the weekend, we're breaking into the low 40s. Now, Sunday does have light rain, snow in text. That's mainly for the morning. Afternoon looks like it's just rain. We're not looking at any kind of significant system moving in. We're not looking at winter storm situation at hand over the next couple of weeks. In fact, for your assurance here, we're going to show you the 14-day temperature outlook. I don't have the 14-day forecast completely ready. Again, I'm dealing with these slow computers here on my Friday, this Sunday. And as you can see here, we're going to be between two air masses, and that's why we're looking at things to be a little bit unsettled in a sense of rain or rain-snow mix. But it does not look like any kind of major system. It's just we're kind of between two air masses. So colder air mass here and a milder air mass trying to build into the mid to high plains. It's going to work its way in. This is going into basically the first few days of February. So that's the temperature outlook. Now when it comes to the precipitation outlook, yeah, right, see, very light precipitation, or at least we're not looking at a big target of us seeing a lot of precipitation. It's just some chances that come in through the end of this month and to the beginning of February. If you want to see more precipitation, you got to go down further south towards Texas, Arkansas, into Mississippi and Alabama. But for us, we're just looking at temperatures closer to normal for this time of the year, that being upper 30s, low to mid 40s for highs and lows in the 20s. Okay, let's look at any of those questions and comments last minute before we close things off, because again, I got to work with this slow computer, and I got a lot of work to do because we're getting our weather special finalized, and that is going to be airing on Saturday at noon next weekend. Hopefully you'll watch it. We put a lot of work into it. In fact, Steve's been working from home on his vacation. Steve is a workaholic, and I admire his leadership. But yeah, so I got to work on some stuff for that. Okay. Amy asks, any idea when we're going to get out of this frozen mess? We're going to get above freezing on Thursday. Still got some icy roads here or there, but we do look at improving conditions with regards to temperatures getting close to or above freezing next weekend. Molly says, hi, I'm in Pleasant Plain by Stone Lake. I'm driving around the area pretty bad. Some roads are icy. They're already freezing. Blanchester by the UDF is all ice on the roads. Please be careful. Yes, so if you don't have to drive this evening, hopefully you've already done your errands this weekend, but if you haven't, please be careful. If you have to work tomorrow morning, I get it. Even though it's a holiday, some folks have to work. Please give yourself extra time to travel because of those icy roads, but also, too, give yourself extra time to let your car warm up. You don't want to run your engine cold and just immediately drive. That's very bad for your vehicle. Ask any mechanic. Let the radiator get warm enough, let the oil get warm enough before you take off in the vehicle. Otherwise, you can run into some mechanical issues. Haven't even looked at my Facebook page. Let me look at that real quick. Got a few comments there. Darla says, good evening, Ethan. Hope you had a great day. Also adds, we had a dusting here in Aurora, enough to cover the roads and driveways. Yeah, that's kind of what we expected to see, very light amounts. I believe CVG had a measurement of 0.7 inches, if I'm not mistaken. I need to go back and look at that. But I want to try to compile a list of snowfall amounts if I can. If I can, I apologize. I can only do it based on what I know. I can't do an estimate, and I don't want to do an estimated snowfall map because it could either really be overdone or underdone, and I just don't want to risk that. So if you have amounts, let me know. Susan says, outskirts of Blanchester have a dusting and dealing with blowing snow. Yeah, Blanchester area is one of those spots that are dealing with those continuing snow showers here. This evening here. So we got more snow showers on the way over the next few hours. They're ongoing to our eastern locations. But we do have a reprieve coming in late tonight. And though it's mainly dry, we have a chance of a few flurries on Tuesday. Not a lot, but enough to where there could be additional slick spots out there with how cold it's going to be. So we'll go ahead and end things here on a look at our regional radar map. And you'll see there, still, snow showers are continuing to our eastern locations. And we could see maybe a few additional light snow showers, even to our western counties over the next few hours, but eventually clearer, drier conditions will prevail late tonight. So that's going to do it for us here on this Sunday edition of our 19atSIX weather show. We're going to be talking about that cold air tonight at 10 o'clock right here on Fox 19. And, of course, we're going to talk about those slick conditions. I'll probably even do a breakdown of traffic conditions because I know that a lot of folks are probably traveling tonight and to tomorrow because tomorrow is a federal holiday with it being Martin Luther King Jr. Day. But anyway, we are going to be talking about all of that, and I will show beyond the 7-day forecast tonight at 10 o'clock on Fox 19. So with that being said, thank you so much for joining us here on this Sunday edition of our 19atSIX weekend weather show. And we are going to have that updated First Alert forecast for you on the First Alert weather app pretty soon, as well as on our First Alert 24/7 weather streaming channel. Again, thank you so much for joining us. Have a wonderful, safe, and warm Sunday evening.